Good morning, everybody. It's February the 6th, Thursday morning. I'm Brett, your Thankful Carnivore, and this is today's Thankful Carnivore Report. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble on about things of interest or I find interesting with regard to the carnivore way of eating. Check me out on all my social media, thankful.carnivore at Instagram. On Twitter, where the meat-eating savages just run wild. It's Stickman Bleeding at STICKMANBLEEDIN. Don't add a G. Facebook, YouTube, Thankful Carnivore. Appreciate all the great comments at my YouTube channel these last couple of weeks. You all have been outstanding. Appreciate the viewers, people watching on Instagram TV, and of course, you savages right here on Periscope itself. Listen, Joe Rogan's results matter. That's today's topic. I originally was just going to say results matter, but no, Joe Rogan's results matter. Joe Rogan, I believe, has, if not the number one most viewed podcast in Western society. He's in the top 3. I don't know that anybody's got a bigger audience than Mr. Rogan. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. My point is, he did the Carnivore Diet for 30 days, a little over 30 days, starting, I believe, at the end of December of 2019, excuse me. Anyway, he did his 30 days, and he reported yesterday in a podcast that he was staying carnivore primarily, that his diet from now on would be primarily carnivore, that he would have an occasional cheat day. And he described he lost all the flab. Apparently he had a bit of a belly, and he had love handles and all this nonsense before he started the carnivore way of eating. And it's all gone. He reported having steady energy all day long. No crashing. Just steady, flat line, steady energy all day long. This is a big deal. Results matter. Results matter. Now, I know that the vegans got all the tither. Oh, Joe Rogan's reporting diarrhea his first 2 weeks in. Well, number one, I don't believe he had diarrhea. I believe he had loose stool. There is a difference. You might want to look that up. And it resolved itself, as it does with many people, as it did with me. Now, his was resolved in 2 weeks. Took me 5 months. He was probably in a little bit better physical condition than I was when he started the carnivore way of eating. I have no doubt. That's why he probably became fat adapted at a much faster rate. Perfectly normal. I'm happy for Mr. Rogan. He also reported that his autoimmune disorder, vitiligo, had improved. Now, I saw yesterday on Twitter, there's people who are threatened by this. People whose livelihood depends on selling supplements. People whose livelihood depends on scamming a frightened and unsuspecting obese human being into purchasing garbage under the false premise that it's going to improve their health in some fashion. See it all the time. And these scammers like to, Joe Rogan, he just can't sustain it. He's going to have all these problems. His health is going to fall apart. All carnivores' health fall apart. Well, we know that's just not so. And, when somebody on social media says, well, all the carnivores I talk to, they're eating vegetables, they're doing this. Most of them don't last a week on carnivore, We know you are lying to us. You're not persuasive. You're changing zero minds with your nonsense. Accept the fact that Joe Rogan is another N equals 1 success story, eating just meat and drinking water. That's the reality. His results are undeniable. He was very transparent about it. My results are undeniable. I've been documenting and sharing my journey for 570 straight days now. And I experience nothing but upside. Some wacko crybaby liar on Twitter yesterday said, I want to polygraph every person who says they're a 10-year plus carnivore, because I bet they're not really, they weren't really just eating meat all that time. Well, I can't accept that challenge, but I'm confident that people like Amber O'Hearn, Kelly Hogan, Charles Washington, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann are not lying. I'm 1,000% certain that Joe and Charlene Anderson, who've been just eating meat and drinking water for over 20 years, would thump the polygraph. I've only been doing this for 18, almost 19 months, so I couldn't jump in and challenge the SOP to come to Jacksonville, Florida and give me that polygraph. I'd love to see the look on their face when they realized, ooh, he's telling the truth. Because we are. What's to be gained? I mean, seriously, what's to be gained? If I'm lying, I'll be found out and humiliated. Why would I want to risk that? It's not a logical thing to do. Besides, I don't really care what these people who are upset about all of our healthiness. I don't care about these people who are determined to frighten and scare, create doubt and uncertainty in people's minds with regard to this way of eating. You're not persuasive. You're not having any impact. In fact, the more you talk, the less credible you sound. Results matter. Joe Rogan's results are undeniable. At his age, to be in that good a physical condition after just 1 month of just eating meat and drinking water, yeah, that can happen across the board. Is it going to happen for everybody? Of course not. It didn't happen that way for me. I have to go to the gym. I'm creating muscle to the best of my ability 3 days a week and working out at home the rest of the time with that same idea in mind. It's a slow process, but I don't care. I don't suffer from depression anymore. That's the best result from my eating meat and drinking water. I'm no longer crazy. Go ahead and polygraph that while you're at it. Let's have at it. You angry people whose livelihoods are determined on maintaining the disease management paradigm, you need to start planning for the future, because that paradigm is being dismantled daily through the great work of all kinds of the growing number of low carb, pro ketogenic diet physicians that we now see. People who have got sick and tired of watching their patients just become fatter and sicker and more metabolically disturbed, following the status quo standard of care. Results matter. They cannot be denied. I defy somebody to look at Sean Baker and tell me that he's deficient in anything. He won gold medals last year, rowing, indoor rowing. He's probably going to do it again this year. But yet, his results aren't valid. I don't get it. I know that you anti-meat people want to constantly move the goalpost. You'll never, ever, ever admit that this works for us. That's why cowards like Dr. Greger will never respond to my daily tweet asking him to explain why I continue to thrive eating meat and drinking water. In direct defiance of everything he has spoken about the carnivore way of eating. And I'm not unique. My friends, results matter. We have the pictures. We have almost 19 months of documented evidence for me. Joe Rogan is extremely transparent for a month, and folks lose their minds and start telling him about all the awful things that are going to happen to him. You're not persuasive. You're not convincing people. Accept the fact you're wrong. Do the things you need to do, my friends, to take care of you. Do the things that give you the results you require. Eat your meat, drink your water, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and never forget, you've got something to be thankful for.